Greetings. Okay, here we are. It's late. All right, so going into the fantasy realms, to where well, to us it's a fantasy realm. Agartha realms has been kind of showing up recently. So the singer Grimes is a good example of somebody trying to remember themselves. Might not be too big on the music. I'm not going to show too much on her stuff because YouTube will probably start saying it's bullying or something like that because it's a great platform. Yeah, I'm not going to miss YouTube. I'm looking forward to a future without YouTube or any of this for that matter. Yeah, I think we're too far into the future on that one. So, but yeah, the Wizard realms, something like the Lord of the Rings. So, for example, there are other examples. I would say they got erased from history for obvious reasons, because they don't want to remember us. But the Wizard Wars are like a like obviously the battle was lost, and here we are. For our there was like a battle you can say to keep us at a higher frequency or always a little bit more aware of what's going on. And obviously, we lost the battle at some point. I would say it's before Atlantis for sure. It's not clear because obviously history has been erased. But of course, the Agarthian realms, it's not just through Lord of the Rings and all that, obviously, just through folklore of wizards, dragons, and all that stuff. It's going the Druids even before that. So even during time Atlantis that existed. So it's just that seems to be coming up of our hidden history. Orion beings are connected to this. Other worlds, basically the elf people are. It's not just from our world, but from other worlds also. And it's just wounds that we can't seem to remember. Of course, then you have the darker realms that are obviously working against this. And usually they come off as friendly as they can in our realm. Some of them are preachers. There's some of our spiritual teachers and so on. Try to put on that very professional, salesmanship, when actually there's a darker side that's going on there. So, and we're going to Tartarian energies. Haven't done that in a while. Just basically just tapping into that, just random. I guess they've been, obviously there are people here that are connected to those realms, especially in Asia. There's other places too, but Asia seems to be a strong energy for them. They're not always going to make themselves known. There's different reasons why they're not here, but obviously people that are incarnated here can remember it. You can say they are connected to the World's Fair that was erased. Jeez. Yeah, I can say it's too advanced for us to. Well, at least somebody thought it was too advanced for us. Let's put it that way. Somebody's thinking for everybody else. And also Tesla, connected to not the car, the person, connected to his energies, and see what he has to say there. But as for Grimes, she, like her music or not, whatever. There is a fairy energy there. She's remembering some things. My version I think she is a version of like a witch. You can say everybody's a wizard and a witch in the long run. Everybody has their connection to it. And some remember more than others. And you come here to bring that about. Of course, she does have a fairy realm connection. The only reason I'm bringing her up is memories, bringing back memories for people that have been shut down, which is everybody. Not that I remember either. Yeah, the past Earth, it's all scattered. It's like somebody doesn't want us to remember it. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, you can connect to a version of it, but it doesn't mean that you're connecting to the accurate version. Um, that seems like it's a sacred timeline. They don't want us to know. But there was definitely a wizard type war in the past. It's like for us connecting more to our power. I believe a lot of people that are, I mean, there's aliens, but the wizardry is more powerful than the aliens. The aliens are all right. They got their spaceships, they're dog people, cat people. But when you're an elemental of like this planet, you have a power of this planet that works through you. So you're more powerful than any alien. And people are slowly remembering. Um, but yeah, it's never really the same. Like elephant people, fox people, they're here. Some of those elements do have a strong power there. So the power of the earth, at least to a certain level. So everyone has their own level. So it's just we're just putting the pieces of all this together. It's not an easy one. Many get pulled into secret space programs, and that's great, but there's actually a stronger energy. I always say the wizard realms are a lot more powerful than that. And somebody's here. The cat is here, creeping around, looking for yogurt. Yeah. So yeah, the wizard realms are just, I mean, the spells are happening now. Dark entities are happening now, screwing with people's minds. It's not easy to break free of that. Yeah, the mind parasites. Yeah, reptilians can use that against us. Wizards can use that against us. Yeah, I think like a dark magician, and where you want to look at it, just something out of a fantasy book. It might look like Skeletor, it might have a skeleton face, whatever it might look like. It was different for everybody. But we're going, this is all about remembering our roots, as painful as it might be. As you start awakening to all this, you can get energy attacks from the unknown because they're mad. They don't want you to remember anything. They want to keep you as part of the system, a good slave, have a better relationship, get that job, manifest lottery. And that's great and everything. But there's other elements here that just want us to be the best slave known to us. And we're here to tap more back into our powers and basically break the realm here, the matrix or whatever you want to call it, and have it disintegrate. And like with Grimes, there's some didn't get an energy visit already. It's like ouch. That happens. Grimes has some of the AI energy that whatever works for you, right? So anyway, I'm going to get poked and prodded already. I'm just having a comment private sessions, scheduler, shop here, webinar, social network behind the scenes. Go through a whole bunch of stuff to get here. So this is stuff we have to deal with. I mean, this is like a preview of what's out there. Was there a Harvey Weinstein monster? Did I just see that somewhere? Anyway, this is a good example of what we're dealing with. Harvey Weinstein monster. I think it looks like that instead, but whatever. But anyway, this is the stuff that we're battling. This is just a preview of what's out there. But with Grimes, to see this, the elf energy. So she's trying to remember, or she does remember. And of course, she has element there. I think so. This is more like a artificial intelligence energy around it. I mean, that's more like an Asian energy, but I'm not going too much into that. So yeah, we're going back into our mysticism. I think so that's what this has been all about. I brought this up before in the past. This is nothing new. Just haven't brought it up very often because there's nothing really to compare it to, or how many people are really there. It's just some people are there, most aren't. They want more, fantasy, wherever I don't know, wherever they're at spiritually, which isn't usually very far. So, but yeah, the wizard energies. I mean, it's like an intense wizard war. It's like hell. Like in you see the animes. You see that with god type people blasting each other all the time. It's like that, but worse. Yeah, they just created a version of human for us to live. You can blame the Anunnaki all day long. I think it's beyond them. It's like a god war, basically. And we're a casualty of war. We're here to remember ourselves. And it's not easy remembering. Most people aren't going to get this. They don't care. They're not there. They're just it's too much to take in. So it's understandable. So, and of course, others been deal with the AI energies, artificial intelligence, and seeing it from that point of view, and that's fine. But that's an AI view of it. But it goes more into like an energy war, basically. So I think I mentioned this yesterday. Yeah, with the reptilian. Yeah, the reptilian it's an element of the physical realm. Archons are part of that too, just to lock us in or to unlock ourselves. So, all right, yeah, just the history has been erased. You have Ireland, England. That has a lot of elemental energies there, and we're just here to slowly. There's remnants of it at least. You can say it's around the world, but those are some of the more stronger areas always. Of course, I have Arabic areas and all that, but like the Babylonians always felt it was magic that was just very intense and probably too much for this world, so it got erased, just like Atlantis. So at least that's my version of it. So okay, all right, going to the Wizard World War. Yeah, it's not Harry Potter stuff. This is more like godlike beings. I've talked about it before in the past, but tried to get zapped during this. Yeah, they don't like being talked about. That's for sure. Tartarian energies. Yeah, those that um, like the lower realms. Some people find home in the higher dimensions, and some find home in the lower dimensions. So as we start, I mean, I think people see that already. But as we evolve, you'll see it more of the details of it. So without going into all the details of that. So our Tartarian energies and Tesla. So okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Brings us the wizard consciousness. Basically, wizard beings are stepping back, letting humanity figure it out. There's only so many clues we can put out there. It's up to humanity. Yes, humanity is being protected, if it doesn't always seem that way. Not everything can be saved. Not everything. There's a choice. There's a choice of awakening. There's a choice of not awakening to what's here. Uh, Basically, it's reconnecting to your power. How many are really ready to do that? Basically, connect to the astral realms and feel the astral realms and the higher dimensional realms, which many would actually like to forget. Well, the reason being due to the wars that are many. And it's like sometimes it's easier just to be a human. Kind of like being human is like being a hobbit. Just go live a hobbit's life, go to work, Just, wash your clothes and just try to be a good person. And that's it. Somebody might even be able to feel that vibe from the world itself. It's like some just rather be asleep. Why they come to this world? Some of them, yes, they do like the energy here. There is aspects of it, and some of you, why you wonder why you come here, because you actually like more of the adventure side in the higher dimensions. And being here, yes, might be the boring version of it, but when you start opening up your chakras and your power, it's like, ah, that's why I came here. It's just being muzzled for many different reasons. There's agendas here. And sometimes just being the human, shutting yourself down, being the human, living the day-to-day life, it's just knowing your environment. It's knowing where people are at also. If you're at your higher frequency, your energy can technically blow everybody away, practically, if you don't know what you're doing. So you come here to adapt to the Earth's frequency, and it's like you're relearning. It's like you're just sucking in all the human knowledge that you need for this life, how people are, as you slowly turn up the volume of your frequency. Yeah, as an oddities will happen in your own life, you feel like as you go into awakening level, yeah, strange events occur. Some of you probably know that in your spiritual awakening. Just know it's like as you start awakening, strange anomalies occur for whatever reason, and there's a reason for it. But a lot of the wizards here that manipulate your planet, yes, have lost their minds. They don't care about humanity, don't care about anything. All they care about is their own power, to suck the life out of a world like yours. Yes, they do want to. There's not just one, there's several. There is an Orion connection, but there's connection to, you can say, the dark crystal is a one way of looking at it. There's not. They're always going to. They're always going to identify themselves. Why would they? And eventually, names will come clear of who these beings are doing this, little by little. At least you'll get a stepping stone close to it, and then you start to see the other side of your reality. It's basically the elemental beings, elves, wizards, are connected to the earth. So like those, their energies help create the earth. Of course, the earth came under attack, and this world's like a commodity. It is about the energy of the earth, though. It's about humanity's energy being vampire, you can say, to the dark forces here. And once again, you reconnect to your power, bring it back, and you see a different war. Well, but one that you can actually see, because this one's invisible. It's a spiritual war it's at a higher dimensions. And some of you have already been there. You have some idea what we're speaking about through your astral travels, remote viewing, wherever it might be. You've already seen a version of it. Do you really want to see all of it? It can be quite intense. But just with that gives you an idea. Yes, it's like your mind running at 1,000 miles an hour. So as humans were shut down for not necessarily as a slave race, but just basically, it's like when they take out the human race, it's basically to run the human race, run it dry. And so the world can be taken. Obviously, humanity is still here. It's still strong. It's been beat up a lot, but still thriving. Even if it's not at the best frequency, it's still here. And that says a lot. Brings to you with our Tartarians. Another, yes, aspect of your reality. A lot of the inventors of this world are Tartarian beings. They do keep a low profile. You can say your Tesla is connected to the Tartarian energies. It's basically, society of inventors. They connect to your planets. That can just basically, it's like the creations can help this world sing. Like you create a building, like you see the cathedrals. The cathedrals are never meant to be what they are today, of course. Basically, they can also harmonize the energy of the earth and bring a more higher frequency in. Much has to be changed, and much obviously has been used to open up the darker realms. Well, you can return it around, reactivate it, and be quite the opposite. Instead of a dark cathedral, it can be a light cathedral and light vibration. So you can visualize, something like Notre Dame going to a higher frequency, then a lower frequency, then a lower frequency, lower frequency. Um, so as you become more aware of your planet's frequencies, it's not the easiest thing to tap into. The Tartarian energies, yeah, you wonder how we speak to your society. We do it through tattoos. So we just sneak it in. Now we're going to say some of it's dragon, some of it has different medieval energies connected to it. Some of it's wizardry. But basically, Tartarians are there to help you remember yourself. Yeah, society has been forgotten. It's still here, just in another other dimensions. As some of you probably feel, but the inventor frequency is very strong. Even uh, yes, Isaac Newton is connected to a version of that energy. So basically, Tartarian consciousness is to give your world a little bit more life to survive, a little bit more help for it to, obviously society itself is being torn apart, especially as you go after your children. Um, as you can see, through sexuality and all different genders and all, they're just confusion. They have to come after you in some form or another, and you're here to heal that. It's not an easy war. Yeah, it's more of a psychological war than anything else that some of you have seen. It's beyond your government. It's basically to twist your humans around so you're so lost. You can't. Yeah, it's like right or left. Left is right. It's like the more confusion, the better. But you are clearing that. It's like the jungle world, the jungle societies, and many fall for it. Many need to go through those lessons. It's like a manipulation just come into your world, and your souls, people that are here, it's like, well, I want to go experience that, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean, it just makes it harder for the awakening. But then again, some of those souls here are not really here to awaken anyway. It's here to wander around or whatever the world gives them. They're just there to experience it, ride the wave. But some of you obviously are reconnecting to your power. It is very disappointing how society is not recognizing all this, but that's the magic here. That's the curse that's going on with this planet. You're here to you remember. Yes, the Tartarian energies, through your own imagination, your own, just it has to be downloaded for it to be seen here physically. Well, it can be through, as Atlantis is being remembered, Tartarian worlds were remembered also. What's this? Greetings. This is a Nikola Tesla's frequency. I say it's all about mathematics. It's about connecting to the energies, hidden timelines of your Earth. It's connected to your Akashic realms to bring in the knowledge when it can be. It's like to build a physical object here. It's like, helping the Akashic realm like manifest it. So I can see it through the Akashic realm. So basically, I'm like an Akashic being, you can say. And just to bring out whatever inventions I can for as long as I can endure it. Even if an invention fails, you get some idea because really it has to do about the future. It's definitely ahead of my time. A lot of my inventions are like beyond this reality. And even to make some of these inventions work, it's still trying to be figured out. Like wireless technology or wireless it can be more advanced than wireless electricity, but even that's not figured out. You can create a version of that, but the version I was creating was a lot more advanced. Even the technology at the time wasn't there. It's like a primitive time. At this point, I can see it much more advanced. It's like you're connecting to, yes, to another dimension of your Earth and harnessing that energy and bringing it to everybody. It's like, yeah, it's like talking to another realm. I guess I could do it through uh, electricity, but it's basically, if I, of course, I lived my life pretty long. It was fun living that, but also very aggravating because, like, even myself, I didn't know what I was doing. Well, meaning that I didn't know where this is all going to go. It's like, and I knew a lot of these inventions would probably be rejected by society, which much of it was. What needs to be kept was kept. What was hidden was, you know, obviously your government corruption, which they were going to get what I was going to invent anyway, and twist it around. It was inevitable for that. It's like when you're an inventor, you're just constantly inventing, and you don't always can't really, you see the positive side, but obviously it can be used for other means. Like the wireless, technology is also be used against society, as you can see, which was never the intention. At least the seed of the ideas of it put out there. And of course, you have other dark wizards, you can say, are inventors here that are kept so quiet. Like, there are inventors similar to myself, but they're kept out of society. Some of them are at NASA. Um, it just, they're just condensed here. Yeah, they're found early. That's why can we find the new Tesla and then hide it from the world. And that's been going on because usually inventors are completely naive, especially when they're young. And sometimes there's just nothing you can do to break free of this. It doesn't mean we blame your government for everything, not the most. It's just part of it's where society is right now. But eventually, as technology will burst out and become more advanced. But if like all of a sudden you're on another planet, it's like things are just completely different. Doesn't mean it'll be out of the woods of yet, but you'll see more of your technology is more efficient than ever before. What's this?